President Joe Biden is hailing the landmark agreement allowing Sweden into NATO. This as President Zelensky is publicly criticizing the U.S. and NATO for not setting a timeline for when Ukraine can actually be offered membership into that group. ABC's Faith Abube has the latest from the NATO summit.
Welcome to you, Sauli.
President Biden pumping his fist in the air as Secretary General Stoltenberg welcomed Sweden to the historic NATO summit in Lithuania. Sweden now on a clear path to becoming the 32nd member of the defensive alliance behind Finland, after Turkey dropped its long-held opposition following months of negotiations.
This is a historic moment. The adding of Finland and Sweden to NATO is consequential.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken telling ABC News that the NATO expansion sends a clear message to Russia's Vladimir Putin, who blamed NATO's expansion into Eastern Europe as one of several reasons for the Kremlin waging war on Ukraine.
Our alliance is stronger, it's more united than it's ever been.
But NATO is facing increasing pressure from Ukraine regarding its possible membership into the group, after U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan refused to set a timeline for their admission.
I can't put a timetable on it. I don't believe that you will see that coming out of here.
That answer provoking a strong response from Ukraine's President Zelensky, who slammed the alliance on social media before arriving at the high-stakes summit, calling the lack of a time frame absurd, adding that uncertainty is weakness.
President Biden's been very clear about this, and in fact the Ukrainians have too, that in the midst of a war, you're not going to take the membership step.
Meantime, the Biden administration insists that the decision to send a batch of controversial cluster munitions to Ukraine will not threaten NATO unity, and that it's only a temporary decision until the U.S. and its allies ramp up production on more military weapons.
It's months, but the question is how many.
And President Biden is scheduled to have a one-on-one meeting with President Zelensky tomorrow at the NATO summit. It'll be their third face-to-face meeting since the beginning of the year. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.